You and I, we've been at this for a little while, and you must know I still feel the same when you smile. Lately I have noticed.
When I was a kid of about 4 or 5 years old, my father would watch a weekly show called Hee Haw, country western show with skits and music. It was an enjoyable show, and I would watch these people play songs, and I thought, wow, I want to do that. I want to play songs on a guitar. I want to entertain people. That seems like the best job that it could possibly be.
Music was always played around the house when I was growing up. My dad was a church pastor, mom a school teacher, so I heard a lot of different types of music around the house growing up. I started playing piano when I was about 8. From a standpoint of hearing all that great music, I wanted to be a part of the music scene. I didn't know what that was, but chose the piano as an instrument and began playing around age 8.
I had been performing music at church from time to time, and his dad asked if he could sit in with us, and I said sure, and I really was impressed with his ability to play the piano, just really very talented, obviously. So when he came over to the studio, he had some songs that he wanted to record, and he was recording them with in his head. I mean, he had no sheet music. He was just playing these entire pieces, and so I became a fan of Ben's early on.
With the piano music that I was playing, both for church and my own music, Eric and I began to work on some of my projects in his home studio, and that led into discovering different kinds of music that we both enjoyed, and instrumental music being a part of a bigger genre, orchestration, and he heard some of the orchestration that I did, and we just, the more and more we hung out, we realized we both just had a love for music in general, but he's got a great voice and I play the keys pretty good. So we said, you know, let's do a rock and roll album.
Given time, time gives us what we want.
A Beautiful Heartbreak hopefully captures some of the best parts of a relationship with some of the worst parts of the breakup. And it's a name that, I mean, everyone can relate to that name.
The reason that we ever end up in successful relationships are because we have had unsuccessful ones, and we've played those back in our heads enough time, and we said, wow, I wish I would have reacted differently to this or to that. So I realized that we had written this story from love at first sight to it's not only over, but you're both still trying to hold on, but it's dead, and there's nothing you can do to revive it. It's just over. And at that moment, it dawned on me that we had written a concept record.
Like hands on a clock, baby, we can't stop. Given time, time gives us what we want.
Yeah, just in the writing process, creativity is there for hours at a time, and literally I've been working, composing, writing, whether it be lyrics, whether it be orchestral parts. Leave the studio and I can't formulate a sentence. So the brain has apparently shut down that side of whatever synapse that is. But
to speak to Ben's point about it being this process being very mentally exhausting, I have experienced that a lot. And through conversations with my friend Russ, we chatted a couple of times. We were talking about things that he did, things that I do, and I was telling him some things about my work day, how I feel, that you know, certain parts of the day I'm ready to do it, and then I'm not ready to do it anymore. As far as, you know, I want to write, but then I can't write.
This creative process with Eric and learning about the music and how long it takes to crank out a 4-minute song and the drive that Ben has to stay 14, 15 hours focused on something and he's mentally drained. That's the area of time that we want to work on. That's the area of time where creativity can either be positive or negative.
This program being about customized medicine, it's about me. It's not, you know, take this once a day and, you know, one size fits all. This is about actually what are my needs. And so we got what I needed. And all of a sudden, I just have this unbelievable focus and energy. Not in an artificial way. I don't have a crash from it. It's a desire to do what I'm doing, and yet I'm able to have normal life at the same time.
There's a paradigm shift in medicine that's going to equal the internet, okay? Everybody is biochemically unique, so all medicine, all diets, all medication is going to be customized to the individual with the advanced testing. We have to look at all the metabolic systems of the body in order to balance out the brain chemistry. So right after you've played a concert and you need to wind down, that's the area we want to focus on. And that's the area of recovery we want these guys to keep being able to play.
The program helped me almost immediately just with my focus. Just being able to be dialed in and able to focus on whatever minute detail. Making a record is really a strange process because you're looking at a big picture and then you go all the way down and you're looking at a specific instrument inside of a song. Why does it work? Why does it need to go away? And it takes a lot of energy, not to make it more artsy sounding than it is, but you just have to be focused on macro and micro and being able to dial in and know what you're doing at that moment and not get distracted.
You know, we know that the brain is going to be the next 20 years where all the research is headed, and now that we can look inside the brain in real time and watch neurotransmitters, our little electrochemical messengers, you know, go back and forth, and using these same high-tech machines, we can now see people in the creative mode. So when Erick was talking to me about his focus, you know, we come from different fields, so I don't like to put him to sleep with all the research, but we have MRI centers that we use, and I'm working with brain injury patients right now. I'm working with post-traumatic stress victims, all that have brain injury problems, and I've always been interested in looking at their metabolism and how it either protects or is connected to the brain chemistry. So with all that data that I have, when I was talking to Erick about his program and your creative process, I knew it was going to be a win-win because he's so dialed into what he does. He gets what I'm doing on a cellular level. He reads about it so we could have dialogue, and that really helps when you're moving somebody forward on a customized program that focuses on somebody's brain chemistry.
The brain chemistry being balanced and just being able to look at the real issue and focus on what you're focused on at that moment. That can't be oversold. It's really big when you're trying to create something out of nothing. A Beautiful Heartbreak is about to be released. We're days away. Very exciting to have our first record coming out. Record I've been waiting my whole life to make, and I'm very proud to be part of it and to be working with Ben. Once this record gets released, we're going to be in the studio immediately working on the next record.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
Well, you said everything perfectly. Damn you.
Sorry.
Like hands on a clock, baby, we can't stop giving time. Time gives us what we want. Is this love that makes days and hours feel small?
We have to give him the last word, so we'll just wait.
No, there's nothing else to.
Yeah.
I hate when you do this.
Like hands on a clock, baby, we can't stop